Welcome to The Insider at Heritage Museums and Gardens, where every other week we chat with guests and museum staff about all the exciting things that are happening in season here at the museum. This year, the museum is celebrating its 50th anniversary, so please plan to join us. My name is Judith Getz, and I'm happy to be your host today. In this episode, we're speaking with Heritage's Manager of Public Programs, Liz Ford, about the upcoming National Garden Club Flower Show, which is aptly titled Celebrating Heritage. Welcome.
Hello, Judith.
So we're here to talk about an event that's coming up. It actually comes up in the middle of our Hydrangea Festival, another flower. But I wondered if you could start by, go ahead and give us the dates and tell us a little bit about what this particular flower show is all about.
So the flower show, it's kind of a week-long bonanza here at Heritage. It'll start with the load-in, and we set everything up. That's Monday, and then it's open to the public starting Tuesday, July 16th at 1 o'clock, open till 5. And then it runs Wednesday and Thursday, July 17th and 18th from 10 to 5. And then, of course, we have to break it down on Friday.
So a lot going on within that period. I, of course, was here for the one that we had last year. And what kind of describe what somebody sees when they walk in, because I think it's a little bit of an unusual experience for those that might not have been to a garden show before.
So with the flower show, every year there's kind of a different theme. And so this year's theme is Celebrating Heritage. And that is a great example of how kind of we can partner with different organizations here around the area and both work together. So in years past, maybe we've had a theme of hydrangeas, or last year it was about El Greco. This year it's really specific to heritage. So each division or class of the show will show off a different kind of aspect of heritage. So in general, when you first walk in, there's two things to know. One is that there's the horticulture display area that takes place under the tent. Mm-hmm. And that is where you're going to see like unique specimens of each kind of flower. So there'll be like the perfect hosta and the perfect rose. And you'll see kind of stem vases with just a single specimen. Mm-hmm. And they're judged on like, are they the perfect example of that kind of flower? But they arrange it so that it also creates a beautiful display. So that's the horticulture side. And then when you go into the Field Center, into our kind of conference area, you'll see each of the different flower arranging areas. So that's where you would expect to find kind of your traditional flower arrangements. So there'll be like just big arrangements. There are also teeny tiny ones that are only a few inches tall. They also have artistic crafts, so hats or bracelets or other jewelry made out of flowers. And then there's one of my favorites, one is the cascading design. So that will feature an exhibit of flowers that kind of falls over. And that one in particular will be linked with the flume fountain. So the type of category it is, or class, cascade, matches up with an aspect we have here at Heritage that is unique or similar to it.
Now, what are some of the things that are being celebrated, shall we say, in the flower show this year, in addition to the flume fountain, which you just mentioned?
So we're going to kind of take a tour or a romp through Heritage with our different areas that are unique. One of the ones that we are going to do, we're going to take a look at a bunch of the different gardens. So there'll be one featuring the daylily garden, the flume water lily pond, Gigi's garden, that's the cottage garden right in front of the shop. The McGraw family garden of the census will be highlighted, the Dexter rhododendron garden, and then we will see some of our non-horticultural areas highlighted too. So the carousel is one, the labyrinth, I believe, made it. We'll also get to look at the miniatures, the ones that I was telling you about, the little 3-inch tall ones. Those are going to be based on the military miniatures this year.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the things that you'd mentioned, of course, is the McGraw family garden of the census, and that will have just opened for those that are listening to this. The grand opening, shall we say, to the public with that particular feature at Heritage will be on July 14th. So those that are actually going to be able to experience both different sets, you can actually go to the garden show and then spend the day at Heritage and learn a little bit more about how some of these things were composed.
Yeah, and the signage, I understand from Susan Dewey, the chair of the show, is going to kind of connect the visitor with not just the names. It won't just say flume. It'll have a picture of the flume next to the cascade design so that you'll be able to see, oh, here's the inspiration for that design.
Okay. And how do you, by any chance, know how this particular show kind of relates to other shows? They're around the state, in the state of Massachusetts. This particular garden show takes place and kind of showcases things in southeastern Massachusetts, but there will be other garden shows as well that take place in other regions of the state.
Yeah, so kind of the garden club is like a tiny planet inside a solar system of other clubs. So it's all the local clubs will get together that are in the southeast Massachusetts region, and then they put on this show. But then there are other, there's like a state organization that all the clubs belong to, and then there's also a national organization, which is a huge organization, the National Garden Clubs, Inc., and it's the largest volunteer organization of its type in the world. So these are like small clubs on a local level that are part of a much bigger organization.
Right, and if anybody would like tickets to come to Heritage that particular day, you actually can do that through our website. Just go to the calendar section. Of course, our website address again is heritagemuseums.org. And is there anything else in particular you'd like to mention about the garden show?
Yeah, I want to make sure people know too that this is just a bonus of admission that day. There's no extra charge to come see the flower show. It's included in your ticket. So you not only get to do the hydrangea programs for part of the hydrangea festival, but you can check out the flower show. So it's a great time to come and visit because there's so much extra stuff going on.
What are the dates again?
So flower show opens at 1 o'clock because we have to get the judging over with. So 1 o'clock on Tuesday, July 16th, and then runs Wednesday and Thursday, July 17th and 18th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Terrific. Well, I appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Judith.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of The Insider at Heritage Museums and Gardens. Of course, we've been speaking to Heritage's Manager of Public Programs, Liz Ford, about the upcoming National Garden Club Flower Show celebrating heritage. Today's interview has been brought to you by Arbella Insurance Foundation and Cape Cod 5. They're both our 2019 season sponsors. You can hear more interviews like this one by finding us on iTunes. And more information about Heritage Museums and Gardens and upcoming programming, as we mentioned, that can all be found on our website at heritagemuseums.org. Until next time, thank you so much for listening.